Hey guys, welcome to Trish Standley TV. We are going to be tackling a somewhat difficult topic, but it's one that is definitely necessary. Today we have my co-host, which is, you've seen her on the show before, Lady Twanda Fair. She's going to be co-hosting the show, but we have a very special guest, none other than Fannie Wiley of Gregory B. Levett's Sons and Funeral and Crematory. Okay, it's a long title. We've had you on as well, but it was more in a panel setting, and I wanted to bring you on so we could talk in depth about what it is that you do. Kind of explain your position at, because if you're not in the Atlanta area, or if you're in the Atlanta area, you are very well familiar with the Levett's funeral homes throughout the city, probably the state, but you are part of that team. Kind of share with us what you do.
I have been at Levett's Funeral Home for 21 years, and I've been doing the same thing for 21 years.
Wow.
I help people plan for that day that no one likes to talk about. But on that day, we're all equal. There's no black, no white, no brown. Everybody's going to die. We don't know when, where, but that day is coming. So what I do, and what I love doing, is meeting with families that have no idea what to expect when that person passes. So I help you plan for that day.
Okay.
And you plan for that day ahead of that day. So when that day comes, you're not dealing with anything but the memory of the one that you just lost.
Yeah.
Because everything is in place. Everyone is in their place. No one has any issues because mom or dad made it plain that I want you to follow my instructions and this is what I want. And now the day has come. Everyone is remembering, smiling, not grieving,
And not
not
stressed.
trying to figure out how we're going to pay for this funeral, not arguing with each other, not trying to raise money. They're just sitting there remembering the good things about mom.
Yeah.
So now they're having a celebration.
Yeah. So it's
They're not
not
having a
it's a
funeral.
funeral. Yeah. So now, how is it when you have someone who hasn't made any plans, or even if it's a younger person who hasn't necessarily gotten to that place where, okay, well now this is something I need to look as far as planning for my life. What does that look like for someone who has made zero plans and they show up?
It looks pretty dismal.
Okay.
Because when you come in and you have nothing but your wishes, and you sit down in front of a director, and that director tell you that this funeral is going to cost you $14,000. There's no way a family can raise that. So what's the other option? They do have options. You can actually have a burial through the county.
Okay.
But it's not a funeral.
Right.
You're just going to have a burial. So you can't have a service.
Oh.
No service. You can either be buried, what they used to call, have you ever heard of pauper's burial?
No.
Well, pauper's burial is just what I'm saying. That's someone that don't have any money, maybe don't have any family, so they all be in the same area.
Oh, okay.
You don't be, that grave is not with the other graves.
Okay.
So if you don't have anything, no money, no way of planning for the funeral, then you go into an unmarked grave.
Wow.
So you can either be buried or cremated, but no service, no memory, because you have no headstone.
And what is the price for that?
That's free.
Oh, that's free.
That's free.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that probably would affect more people, like maybe homeless people, things of that.
Not necessarily.
Really?
We have families that
Yeah.
come in all the time that have nothing.
What do you think about that? The importance, Twanda, of planning? Because I know we were talking off camera. You were saying that your mom has made plans. In your opinion, why do you think that's important?
I think it's important because, like she said, you don't have to go run around trying to figure it out. And for me, I'm an only child. I have no siblings. I have plenty of aunts. My mom has siblings. I have no siblings. I have 2 children. That to even think about that, I'm gonna be honest, it's a little emotional
It is.
for me. But I'm glad that my mom took my grandmother's advice on preparing, because my grandmother was like that too, preparing for that day that we all honestly don't want to talk about. And to be honest, with a lot of things going on and me taking care of my mom now, I don't want to talk about that. But I'm wise enough to know that it's something I have to talk about. But I'm glad that she put things in place that I don't have to stress so much about where this is going to go. How do I need to go pick this out? Do I need to go talk to the funeral home about, you know, how to do this part? She did that part, you know, so it helped a lot. And it helped my children a lot, because if I'm not mentally there,
Then they have to.
I need a little help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least I can say we have a direction. We know where to start. We know what we have. And if we have to purchase anything, we know what we need to purchase.
Yeah.
You know? So
And
I think that's what's important about that.
It really is, and like you said, it starts with the conversation, because of course it's not a conversation, as you stated, that you really want to have, but it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Whether we have a conversation about it or not. So what is a day in the life of, say we're coming in as maybe a couple or as individual coming in to see you, what is the first thing? Kind of take us through what that looks like. I know you, at the event, you provided us with cards that we could use to kind of help prep us, but we don't have those here. But what do we need to bring in to you to set up this for our lives?
If it's a husband and wife, you need to bring the conversation that you already had.
Okay.
So you know exactly, at least have an idea of what you want, whether it's a funeral or a cremation. You come in and we go, you know, I have a routine that I do. The first thing that I do with anyone that I meet is I gather the death certificate information. Because that is so without the death certificate information, you cannot get a death certificate. If you can't get a death certificate, you can't file for benefits. So I make sure I have the death certificate information. And then I go through the programs. Because so many people do not know what pre-need is, and that's what the program is called, pre-need.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know the definition of that. So I break it down, and I tell you what it is, and I tell you people that do, like your mom, she loves you.
She does.
She loves you. People that love people that's going to be left behind, they plan.
Yeah.
Because they don't want that person to have not good memories. Because if you don't have good memories at a death, it stays with you.
That's so real.
So 20 years from now, you would just, I wish Mama would have just went ahead and, you know, did this and did that.
Had that handled.
But if you have a plan, then it goes smooth.
So now you mentioned the death certificate. Do you get the death certificate right away, or are you just getting the information?
Just getting the information so we can apply to the state to get the death certificate.
Okay. So, and then we come to, that's how we get that information through you guys.
Right. The funeral home has to apply for the death certificate.
Okay.
So once we get that, I get that information, then when we get the death certificate, it won't be a holdup. You know, you just get it smoothly. And then we go through the different things that's in the package. We have packages.
Okay.
And each package has everything that you would need to have a funeral, including the casket. Okay. So after that, if you want to, we go look at the caskets. Put everything together, then we come up with a cost.
Okay.
And then we come up with the payments.
The next step.
Because one of the things you mentioned in the panel was that you guys don't do payment plans after death.
Oh, no.
The payment plans come while you're still alive.
Because
that's what the insurance is for.
Once you go to the cemetery and bury your loved one, we won't get any more money from you.
Yeah.
You know, that's just
the real part.
Now there's a small percentage that will, but it's so small.
And one of the other things that you mentioned, because you talked about insurance, you're not a fan of utilizing life insurances and things for funeral. Break that down. I love when you said this.
I'm glad you said that. Make that real plain.
Yes.
Because we don't know.
Right. Life insurance is for the living. The person that you love enough to make a plan, you want your life insurance to stay at home with that person. Don't have the idea that I'm just going to buy this $10,000 policy for my funeral. Well, life insurance do not lock in the cost of the funeral. See, a pre-need today, a basic funeral is between $11,000 $12,000. 20 years from now, that's going to be $25,000 or $30,000.
Yes.
Right.
So when you do a pre-need, it locks in this $11,000 this year.
Right.
But with life insurance, you have a $10,000 policy. You have it for 30 years. When you die, you have $10,000.
That's all you have.
And that's
all you
it.
have.
And it's funny when you
And then
said
you gotta
that.
come up with the other.
Right. That's where you do the fish fry.
Yes.
that she already said. Look, that thing.
That ain't gonna work.
I was sharing offset how my sister and I went with my mom because she had done a pre-need plan, which was excellent. I was so proud of my mom, just knowing that she handled all of that. So when we freaking out, which I know I am because I'm a mama's girl, that's one less thing that we have to worry about. But one of the things that she was saying that I was sharing with you was one of my sister's friends' mom had passed, and she had a plan, but she didn't have all-inclusive plan. So there were certain things that they had to come out of pocket and pay. And I think she said now it's $5,000 or somewhere around there. My mother only paid $500 back when she got her plan.
Gotcha.
So that's an example
That
of
makes sense
how.
of why you said what you said.
Yeah.
That's good to know because I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to lock it down. And, you know, as we get older, we tend to have less life insurance.
Yes.
You know, if we
Yes.
retire, that's gone.
Yes.
If we have term insurance, that's gone. And we usually have a small amount of whole life insurance. But it's not anything that can sustain your family once you're gone.
Once you're
If you
gone.
bring all your insurance to the funeral home, we're going to use it.
Yeah.
But next month, the light bill still got to be paid.
Yeah.
The taxes got to be paid.
Yeah.
Leave that life insurance at home. Don't bring
And use
to
it
the
for
funeral.
life, like you said. Use it for
And you know what?
Living.
That makes sense.
go on
'cause
vacation
what
or
does it
do a
say?
celebration.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Life insurance.
And you know what? That just clicked me sitting here talking to you. The wisdom that you're giving me that I did not have, now I know. That is important.
It's important.
Wow.
And we tend to not want to talk about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like we're doing now. We don't want to talk about dying or anything. But if I don't want to talk about you while I'm looking at you, then how am I going to ask you questions when you're laying on that slab?
You better say that.
So let's have that conversation while we can input
Yes.
what I want, what
And
I
in
would
your
like.
right mind.
Yeah.
Well, you're in your right mind. And plus that, with life insurance, you have a risk of your beneficiary not using your life insurance
That's true.
for your burial because the beneficiary can use that money any way they
Whatever
choose.
way.
That's
Yeah.
Anyway. But with the
And you-
pre-need,
yeah.
the money comes to the funeral home. Don't go to a beneficiary.
Okay.
That's excellent. We talked about this before because I have my preference is to be cremated, and it's not because a cost thing.
Just
It's
your
because I'm
preference.
I'm a organ donor, and so I'm really
Me too.
adamant about that. Whatever work is good for me, give it to somebody who needs it. So I choose to be a donor, organ donor. But what is the difference between cremation and just a regular funeral in cost-wise?
Right.
And then we're gonna go to that new knowledge we just had and share that with our audience as well when it comes to cremation. But what's the difference between the two?
You basically have three options when it comes to cremation. You have a direct cremation, which means that we pick you up wherever you pass and take you to the crematory.
Okay.
Then we present you back to the family.
Okay.
Then we have a cremation with the memorial service. We do the same thing, but then you're having a service afterwards. You know?
Okay.
And that is the least of your feelings when you have a memorial service, because it's not sad because your body is not there.
Right.
You don't have a casket.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not sitting there looking at
Looking
that,
at that
casket.
person. Yeah.
Then we have cremation with a funeral,
Okay.
where you being embalmed, you being dressed, you're in a casket, but after the funeral, we take you to the crematorium. You don't go to the cemetery.
Okay.
So you're saving, like you said, $5,000. You're saving $5,000 from that. But the cost, the difference is the cremation with the funeral can cost as much as a regular funeral.
Yeah.
You know, it's just what you choose. The cremation with the memorial service, you know, that's feasible. That's affordable.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I like the cremation with the memorial service.
Yeah.
But it's
It is
everyone's
still-
choice.
Right.
Yeah, and it's still, I understand that. It still give you, I've had a family member to pass away, and, you know, the family did that. So it was like a family to me. My stepdad, he was a stepdad to me. He passed away, they had that for him.
Memorial service. And it was nice. You're still having a funeral.
It was
Yeah.
really nice.
It's just that your body is not
Yeah,
there.
it was really nice. It was like a funeral, but he just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Then they had a nice picture of him, you know. So, and that made it a lot easier to emotional wise, to see the person that way.
Yes.
You know.
And that's another reason. I want people to remember
Yeah.
me how I was living.
Right.
But we were joking. It was a joke, but it's really the truth with the cremation. For as long as I can remember, we've always seen on TV, and we hear people talking about taking the person's ashes and spreading them in the ocean, or in the lake, or whatever.
Oh, Lord.
And come to find out, that is illegal.
It is.
Break that down for us, because we doing it all
way
over the
down,
place.
Because when I tell you, they just out there. Mama like fishing, so we gonna take Mama out there to the fish, out there in the lake. And
Feed on the fish.
We gonna spread her ashes out
Set
over
her
the lake.
free.
We can set her free, Jesus. And you out there just illegal.
Well, until I started working at the funeral home, I didn't know it was illegal either.
Okay.
But you can get permits. You,
Okay.
You can,
So you
yeah,
can do it.
Yeah,
long
you
as
can do it.
As long as you
Okay.
go and tell somebody, look, I need
Right.
to do this. I want to do this right here. Can I do this? And they say yes. But you can't go out there. Uncle can't
On your
go out there
own.
and say, Mama life. Just go out there and spray her body over the lake.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
So with the permit, is it a cost for the permit?
I don't think so. Say if you're on a cruise and you want to, well, yeah, a lot of people do it on cruises, and you want to spread it on the cruise. There's a way you can get the permit
Okay.
from the. I don't know if it's from the cruise line.
I don't
or
want to
whatever.
see nobody.
But you got to
spreading
let
them.
somebody know.
Right, right.
Because if you
spread nobody across the, them ashes still gonna fly. You know, when the boat moving, you got all that
Well, you
wind.
actually don't do it. If they're in control, they're going to be, you know, I think it's the Navy. You
All
can
right.
get the permit from the Navy.
Oh,
Okay. So
That's
they
good
don't,
to know.
so they don't have low blow out there.
Now,
just
they ain't gonna, you're going to be
Lord have
on
mercy.
the top.
Just spread no
and
ashes.
then ashes going everywhere.
Ashes going everywhere. So, okay, so that helped me out.
Yeah,
a lot.
there's
there's a uniform. There's a uniform way to do it.
Right.
There's a
way
more
a legal
digni-
way
Yes,
to
but
do it.
y'all,
way to do
please
it.
don't do it,
Respectful
because
way.
I heard that the fine was $25,000.
I don't know how much
Yeah.
the fine is, but it is.
It's
high.
up there.
Yeah.
And you may as well have paid the services, because you're gonna come out
Right.
cheaper if you get caught. So, but yeah, that,
So what's the punishment though?
just a fine.
probably the fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
But
all I
we
heard.
do have, if you want to do like a family, maybe at the lake or the beach or whatever, we have biodegradable
Okay.
urns where you can put them in that urn and put them out to sea.
Oh, okay. Oh.
But it's got to be in a biodegradable
Yeah.
urn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can have the balloons and whatever you want to have on the beach or the lake.
That sounds nice. Yeah, I need to come see you. You already know that.
Yes.
I need to come see you, and we're coming. Did you have any other questions? I have a couple more questions for and it's not really questions, but I'm on this mindset thing here recently. And one of the things that when I was doing my research, it was saying that, you kind of touched on this, it's not morbid, it's loving.
It's loving.
And we continue in it being morbid when we refuse to have the conversation. Because my mother had she got the monastery. What is the word?
Mausoleum.
Mausoleum. I can't never say that.
I was getting ready to say
Mausoleum.
I don't know what you talking about, but I think you're talking about
Mausoleum.
But my tongue gets twisted too. Hold on. So I said vault.
That's easier.
It's actually it was a vault, but it's above ground vault.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other vault is
in the ground.
Right. And
but
so
it's called a mausoleum.
Okay.
So she has that. So her body will be in that. Okay, instead of under the ground. It's so many, and when I went with her, they even have areas if you want to have the urn and have it placed on site at the funeral home, the one she was at, that you could rent that out to keep the urn in. So it was so many different options, because we just go off of, okay, well, my grandmama died. This is what we experienced. Right, we really don't know, and we were on the outside looking in those situations. So, but I love how you say that it's an act of love. When you plan ahead. And just think about that when you're planning for your children's, and you said this before, you said we plan for everything else in our, repeat that word.
That's so real. That's the truth.
We start planning for everything as soon as we know, what tomorrow is.
Yes.
We start, even in school, elementary, we plan for the birthday party that you weren't invited to. We plan for your graduation. You plan for your wedding.
That's so
you
true.
plan for your baby shower. You plan for your car insurance.
Yes.
You plan for your house
Retirement.
insurance. You plan for your retirement.
Yes.
You plan for everything. None of those things might not happen.
That's right.
But we know that the things that we need to plan for, we tend, and in our community, we tend to, y'all too young to remember this, but we tend to think that if we do something like that, we jinx it. I don't know if you heard that word before or not.
Yeah, they used to say
But that's a
like
jinx. So, and it used to be that if I planned for my funeral, that means I'm going to die next week.
Well, if you say
If you
that,
don't
then
plan for your funeral, you still might die next week.
You're right.
Either way, you're going to die.
Right.
So why not plan? But we're kind of getting away from that as a neighborhood.
Yeah.
But that's how it used to be. When I first started, if I walked into an event and I had my name tag on it, I could almost clean out that room.
Really?
Because people didn't want to talk to
They
me.
were scared.
They thought I guess they thought I had a hearse outside. I don't know. But
He came there to pick them up.
Wow.
But they did not want to talk about dying.
Yeah.
That's true. When we was growing up, it was like that too. You don't really want to talk about. And I was one of those people. But as you grow and you mature, you find peace in knowing what you're supposed to do and doing what you're supposed to do, and not having that burden on you at the end, saying, "I wish."
I wished I had.
I wish I had did it this way.
And then it's a matter of the peace. Like, it was weird for my sister to have to go and see where my mom would be with my mom there.
Yeah.
It was weird for her, and I understand that, but it brought my mom peace. And so whatever brought her peace or brings her peace, then, we'll get past that. Yeah, you deal with it.
To that.
You deal with it. So she did. I would have struggled too, but it's mom's way of reassurance for herself, but it's also an extension of her love.
That's right.
Like you said. And so in closing, we only have a few minutes left. Just kind of share, if you will, like you kind of broke down the process and all of that, but let's talk about once the service is over. We just go home. What happens with you all? Say it's someone who is been embalmed and they're going to be buried underground. What is that process? Is out what you're doing with us? Is that over and done with at that point? Is there any follow-up, checkups, any of that kind of stuff? Because I want to know it all. I want to know what I'm expected.
Right. What's expected to happen afterwards?
Yeah, afterwards.
Well, we have an aftercare program.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
So after the service, we'll reach out to the family. We actually will send cards and reach out to you and ask how you're doing. We have a bereavement.
Okay.
So if you're interested, if you need counseling, then we have bereavement
good to know.
I think it's every week now.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So we don't just bury you and forget about you.
Right.
And
Right.
you know,
You know, we
that's the
still
stigma.
keep-
People think that, like they do.
Yeah.
Think that. I mean, to be honest, I would have thought that, you know, after you, and it's sad, handle the business, then you just go your own way. But it's such a peace to know that you're not by yourself. You just don't go to this place and they bury your loved one and then that's just it.
Yeah.
You know, because after that, you really gonna need somebody to check on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Counseling is really, people really benefit from the counseling.
Yeah, that's good to know that's in place.
Yes, it is.
But I want to switch it up a little bit. Just, I think that it's amazing that you have been working in this field for 21 years as a black woman. I don't know what it was like when you first came into this industry, but what caused you to come into this industry, and for a little black girl that's out there that's interested in embarking in this particular area of field, how can you encourage her?
Well, I've been in this industry 21 years. I've been in the insurance industry 30 years.
Okay.
Wow.
So how I got to this industry was through the life insurance.
Okay.
I had a life insurance client, husband died.
Okay.
And I sold her life insurance on him. And when I sold the life insurance, a funeral then was like $3,800. So, but she bought a $25,000 policy. So I'm thinking, because I didn't know anything about funerals, so I'm thinking when he died, it's going to cost $3,800.
Right.
But when he died, the funeral had gone up to 9,000.
Okay.
Had gone up to 9,000.
That's a big jump.
That's
That's a big jump.
huge jump.
So I'm in with her because she wanted me to come to the funeral home, you know, to tell them about the life insurance. So I'm sitting at the conference table. She's sitting at the conference table, and we're thinking 3,000, maybe 4,000, you know. But come with 9,000. She look at me. I look at her. I said,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
Wow.
I didn't know that it was going to go up. So at that time, Mr. Levett said, well, she could have had it for $38,000 if she had locked it in. I had no idea what that meant.
Okay.
So when he broke it down to me, because I came back to talk to him, because the lady was kind of, you know, she was disturbed with
upset,
me.
yeah.
So I came back and I
Probably
asked
felt a little
him.
portrayed.
She did, and I did too.
I know you did.
So when I
Especially when you got your clients sitting there looking at you like,
yeah, we're looking at each other.
You looking at me, I'm looking,
I'm looking at you. And she like, you supposed to tell me this.
It wasn't supposed to be this. So when I came back to talk to him and he explained how it worked, I said, I need to do this. Everybody sell life insurance. Nobody was selling pre-need. So I started on that venture.
Isolated a market.
To
Well,
reach as many people.
You just taught me something about
Yeah.
pre-need. I didn't know that.
Well, and
yeah,
at that time, I didn't, you know, I was just selling life insurance.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I had no idea anything about funerals, anything like that. But that was a good lesson, and I really felt bad, you
bet
know,
you did.
because
Because
I'm
that's not your
thinking,
heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
And so how would you inspire and encourage little black girls that want to tap into this industry and not feel like it's a morbid route to go?
Right.
You have to have a giving heart, and you got to do it for the right reason. It's not about the income that will come if your heart is in the right place.
Right.
But you got to need to help people, and just have that giving spirit. Because when I went into this, when I saw how it works, how when a family comes in and they have their plan in place and they're smiling.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going out crying. They're not bickering with each other.
That's a big thing.
That
Yeah.
bicker is big.
Because when you want to know how people change.
Yes.
How
it breaks
families
family apart.
Yes.
really cracks. I've seen it.
Yes.
It really come in between families.
So when I
Big or
saw how
small.
that works, that's what I need to do. Is so for little black girls that want to get into this field, or even with life insurance, you got to have the right mind
Yes.
and the right heart,
Yeah.
and not going into it for the commissions.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have a question. So what does it look like when a person come into your office and say, I want to have maybe a traditional funeral? What does that process look like from start to finish? Because you got some people that have, like me, I've never had to do it, you know. So if I'm coming in and asking you, saying I need, I want you guys to bury my mom, the first thing I want to know is, what's the first thing I need to do? You know.
The first thing when a loved one dies, the first thing you want to do is give us permission to embalm that person.
Okay.
Once that person is embalmed, then you come into the office. Well, they don't have to be embalmed before you come into the office.
Right.
You come to the office the next day, and then you sit down with the director.
Okay.
And the director is going to walk you through
Okay.
the steps that you need to have done.
Okay.
From the time that your loved one is embalmed until they get to the cemetery.
Okay.
The director is at your disposal, and they'll walk you through.
And that includes everything, like the
stuff,
programs.
and
everything.
making sure you have whatever that is you need to
The
make sure that
program.
everything is gonna flow the way it needs to. Okay, I just think that's important because like I say, I'm an only child.
Yeah.
I would need to know a lot of details, and I'm a very detailed person. I want to know everything. I'm one of those people don't want to leave no stones unturned.
Right.
So I'm going to ask every question possible so that I get a good understanding.
And you can do that with the planning guide.
Okay.
Just because everything that you need to know to get to the cemetery is in that planning guide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Don't ever tell somebody what you want.
Right.
Write it down.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And you had mentioned a new age green burial. What is that?
A green burial is when you're not embalmed. You're not embalmed. You actually having a service. If you have it within like 3 days,
Okay.
and you go into the green cemetery. We have one in Conyers at the monastery. That's a green burial. So you're not in a regular casket.
Okay.
You got to be in a specific casket.
Okay.
And they put you, it's like by you not being embalmed, you're going back into the earth.
Oh, so you just naturally, your body just naturally deteriorates.
Deteriorate because you have no fluid, no embalming fluid, nothing in your body.
Okay.
It's just you. So you go, we take you to their cemetery,
Okay.
and that's it.
That's new.
There's a lot
Well,
of
people are
spiritual beliefs.
actually
There's a lot
requesting
of
it.
people that do that with their, to honor their spiritual beliefs. Do you have a lot of people that want to use that particular, for those reasons?
Well, the Muslims, they and other religion,
Okay.
we don't embalm. Anybody that don't embalm, it's like you're going back into the earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 That's good.
I love it.
That's good.
But thank you for hanging out with me.
That's
Well,
good.
thank you.
you.
I enjoy it.
Yes, you make it fun. And last thing, I do want to end with this. Last question. What should we look for when we are looking for? Now, I'm coming to you. That's period point blank. But there's people that are not here in the city or even in this state. But for those who are looking for a respectable funeral home, one that will care for them, what are maybe one or two things that we should look for on the consumer side?
On the consumer side, if you go into a funeral home and you think about doing a pre-need, you want to see how that funeral home treat their pre-need.
Okay.
We use, there are some funeral homes that you go in, you pay the money to the funeral home. The funeral home puts the money in a trust or in the bank. there could be an issue if that funeral home goes out of business.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good to know.
So we use a third party.
Okay.
We use an insurance company.
Okay.
So the insurance company guarantees that if we're not in business,
Somebody.
you're still
Money's
safe.
still
That's
there.
perfect.
You still save your
Still
money.
safe.
Okay.
But you want to find out where your money go when you pay for your pre-need.
Okay.
Is it going to a trust or is it going to a third party?
Okay. Girl, I told you you're going to learn a lot.
Yeah, I done learned some things today, y'all.
That's good. This is really good. And it's a tough topic, but it's one that, like we said, needs to be had. And I'm glad we will be able to have it here with you. We're going to have your information, so if anyone is watching or listening and you want to reach, and you're in the Atlanta area, reach out to, because we know Gregory B. Levett's here. So make sure you reach out to Fannie, but we will be right back.
Trish Standley TV show.
Hey guys, I'd like to thank you for hanging out with us on today. Our topic was a little heavy, but at the same time, I thank my guest, Fannie Wiley, for making it light and allowing us to get through a difficult conversation with a little bit of comedy mixed in there. So I do want to thank her, Fannie Wiley from Gregory B. Levett's here in the city of Atlanta, for coming and hanging out with us and sharing some very important information that we need to know regarding not just ourselves, but also what to expect, because death is inevitable for all of us. It is coming one way or another. The when and all of that is up in the air, but how and the way that we process it and move during that journey, as long as it's done in love, which is evident in planning for that time of all of our lives. I also would like to thank my co-host, Twanda Fair, for coming and hanging out with me. She is a gem, and she's also someone you've seen here on the set. So thank you, Twanda, for pairing with me and partnering with me on this tough topic of today. I'd like to share this quote with you. It's from an unknown person, but it's so befitting for today's topic. It reads, "Planning for your death is one of the most selfless gifts you can give to those you love." Make sure you are loving truly on yourself and your loved ones by planning for end of life. It's going to happen, like I said, whether we want it to or not, it's going to happen. But I will say this, love isn't love unless you give it away. I love you guys and thank you for hanging out with me. See you next time.
This is the place.